is still a 10-minute deal that we do in match racing. 5 minutes, the boats enter the starting area. Before that, they're not allowed to engage and fight with each other. The fighting only comes either long before that, as you know about, or at the 5-minute gun and beyond. First time that the boats line up, it's going to be very exciting. We're going to learn a lot. I get a huge amount of questions, and I know everybody wants to know what's the difference between the boats. Who's going to go faster? You must know, they say. And I said, I wish I know, because we don't know. We have a guess. We think we might have an idea, but we don't know. And the other team doesn't know. We don't know when we watch them if they're doing everything right or not. If they're, you know, it's amazing how difficult it is to get accurate information by just watching the other guys sail. So it's hard enough to get accurate information with all of our own technology and instrumentation on our own boats, to come back on shore and to say that is a good snapshot of how the boat goes compared to another day. You know, just trying to put those two things together, because some days it's windy up top, some days it's light up top. It changes all the time. So it's going to be really interesting to see that. Crossing situations, you know, will be very interesting if they're at all close. There are some restrictions in the rules that are a little different than the last match race. If you remember our race 7 in the last cup, where we were coming up to the windward mark, and Team New Zealand had gotten out here and tacked over on the ley line, and we were chasing them out here, and when they tacked, you know, we turned down at them, and they turned at us, and we kept heading at their course, and they tried to get around to leeward of us, and they didn't quite make it, and they got a penalty. And that situation is now different than it was last time. There's a lot more restriction on the starboard boat just for this event. It's not the normal match race rules in that particular situation. A lot more restriction on the starboard tack boat. Basically, the rule says now that if you turn any direction and the port tack boat has to immediately make a course alteration to avoid you, then the starboard tack boat has fouled. So it's a little bit different. Last time we only had to give them a chance to get away. This time, and if they did something immediately, it was okay. But this time, if they have to do something immediately, then the starboard boat has broken the rule. So they're working hard, the umpires and the judges, you know, they're working hard to have a boat race that's going to be, you know, between two amazing pieces of equipment, and not have it be overly difficult on the maneuvering side, because the umpires have a hard time to see that happen. I mean, when the boats are going so fast, even the umpires are having a hard time keeping up. So we want it to be nice and exciting and fair, and that's the way that the teams have tried to put things together with the umpires. Mark Groundings, you know about the finish line is back where we started, same place. Nothing is supposed to move, and yeah, the acceleration of the boats is one thing listed there. It definitely is exciting. I've had a number of friends who are very good sailors come to me and say, you know, can you really feel how the boat's going? Can you feel the acceleration of it? Because, you know, the boat's so big, maybe you don't really get the idea. But if you're going slowly, you know, 4 or 5 knots, and you're just kind of waiting to pull the sails in and get moving, and then you say, okay, it's time to move, and you turn a little bit away from the wind, and you pull the sails in a little bit, and let the boat start to run. You know, that acceleration that you get to where the boat comes up to its a nice solid speed is something that can cause you to fall down and tumble right off the back of the boat. And I've never experienced that on a boat before. With all the sailing that I've done, you know, just to have that instant excitement of the boat just taking off is very unusual. And even though it's so big, you definitely feel it. You definitely know when you get a little puff, or when you change angle and the boat takes off. It's all real obvious.